Good morning, students. Welcome back to our online classes. Now, in this, we will be seeing history lesson number 2, the establishment of British Empire in India. If you remember, in history we had taken only one lesson which was related to the importance of dates. Okay? Now, in this lesson, we will be seeing how the British empires they came to India and started establishing their own empire. Now, formation of East India Company. We all know Britishers come to India for trading, or we can say for business. The English East India Company was formed in 1600, or you can say 16th century. They got the charter from Queen Elizabeth I of England to do business with the eastern countries so that no other trading companies or group will give them any other type of competition. In 1601, it established its first factory at Surat. The King of England sent John Hawkins and Thomas Roe, these two British officers, or we can say traders, to the Mughal Emperor Jahangir and got the trade permits, or we can say the permission to do the business with India. By 1623, the British had set up various factories at different places like Ahmedabad, Agra, Masulipatam, etc. In 1619, Aurangzeb sold them three villages called Govindpur, Satani, and Kalikata in West Bengal, which developed later on into Calcutta, or now which we call as Kolkata. Here they built their fortified factory called Fort Williams. Fortified factory means a factory just like you can say big fort into which army was also kept to protect the British Empire or power. Now, other European companies, not only British, but from other European countries also, many of the traders, businessmen were coming to do the business with India. We can say like French, Dutch, Portuguese, Spanish, etc. Now, French East India Company, it was set up in 1646. They set up their base, or you can say main center, at Pondicherry, and their factories were at various places like Mahe, Yanam, Karaikal, etc. Same way, Dutch East India Company, they set up their factories at Cochin, Malabar Coast, and Coromandel Coast. Portuguese also, if you remember, the sea route to India was discovered by Portuguese traveler called Vasco da Gama. So now they also started doing the business with India. Now these Portuguese, French, British, Dutch, they all became rivalries of each other, and they tried to get complete control over the business with India. The Portuguese gave away island of Bombay to Prince Charles II of England, who married Portuguese princess called Catherine of Braganza, and later on this Bombay was given to the East India Company for rent by this Prince Charles II, and Portuguese had got only Goa, Daman, and Diu, and finally which was taken away by Indian forces in 1961. Now, causes for the rise of the British. We all know so many European powers came to India to do the business with India, but why only British were able to become so powerful that from traders or businessmen to the rulers of India? Now, the major reasons for that were, first, weak Indian rulers. The Indian rulers, most of them, were either busy in fighting with each other or in their luxurious life, means busy in hunting, entertainment, etc. Next reason, appointing Indians in British Army. When Britishers came to India, now they started appointing Indian soldiers in their own army. So, by this, the Indian people became loyal to the Britishers. Now, these Indian soldiers were called as sepoys. Now, next point, divide and rule policy. This was the policy we all know very well. In Hindi, we can say Phoot Dalo Raj Karo. Means the Britishers made Indian rulers fight with each other, and they used to show to each and every Indian ruler that they are their best friend and used to get their complete help, and later on used to capture their territories. Same this divide and rule policy they used later on to divide the two major Indian communities like Hindus and Muslims, which resulted in the partition of the country also. Now, the last thing, the better British commanders. The British commanders, they were better trained and more shrewd as compared to other European companies. That is why all these are the reasons for the rise of the British to the power in India. Now, Anglo-French rivalry or Carnatic Wars. The major challenge or rivalry between the European powers was English and the French. Now they had three Carnatic Wars between 1744 to 1764. As a result of these three Carnatic Wars, or you can say the final Carnatic War, the British were the winners, and it resulted in complete decline of French power, and they converted only into a trading company. Now let's see about these three Carnatic War. Carnatic War means the Karnataka area, the South Indian area. There the rulers were having a fight who will be the next ruler. Now the British, they started supporting one side and the French started supporting other side. That only resulted in the wars. First Carnatic War was between 1744 to 1748. Then in this the French were the winners, but later on the agreement was signed, and because of that many of the territories were returned to the British. Second Carnatic War was between 1749 to 64. Now in this, both the powers were having approximately same rivalry, or you can say same power. So they signed an agreement, and in which they decided to return back the territories which they had captured from each other. Third Carnatic War, or which we can say the most important war, 1756 to 1760. Now in this, one problem was there. Dupleix, who used to be the army commander of French soldiers, he was called back to his own country, and instead of him, Count de Lally became the next commander of French army, and that only you can say resulted in the complete defeat of French power in India. They lost everything and they remained only as a business group in India. Now, British control, or which we can say the rise of British into the most superior or paramount power in India. By 1761, British got complete control of India by defeating French in Third Carnatic War. British started expanding their territories, while French, they remained only as a traders. British, from traders, they started paying attention to the Indian rulers. They started interfering into their ruling, and later on, this way indirectly they started thinking of becoming the rulers of India. And that you can say resulted in the first direct battle between British and the Indian ruler, which is called as the Battle of Plassey. This battle was to capture Bengal, the most fertile region of the country. So, this way, in today's class, we had seen how Britishers came to India as businessmen. They formed East India Company. They had various battles and used various methods to defeat other European companies who came in India for doing business. And finally, British rose as the rulers of India. So that's all in today's lesson. See you in the next class.